Hey Gophers, welcome back to another episode of Gopher Nation News. I'm Cassidy and it's Tuesday the 1st of December. We have some great stuff for you this morning, so grab some hot chocolate, snuggle up in a blanket, and let's get started. First up, we have an update from our Sun Director Laurel Hess about clubs meeting virtually this year.
State your name and what your title is.
My name is Laurel Hess, and my title is Sunsite Manager with Metropolitan Family Service.
Okay. What clubs are there this year?
So this year we are going to have GSA, we're going to have Dungeons and Dragons, robotics is going on as well. That has already started. And we're hoping to add API and BSU. I'm still looking for instructors for those. So if any students are 18, please let me know who want to be a part of it. I can pay you. But yeah, and then hopefully some type of homework support, though. We're working with the school right now to figure out what that looks like. And if anyone has if any student has any ideas of what clubs they would like, if there's something that they're really wanting to do online in a group, they are free to reach out to me and we can talk about what that would look like.
When are these clubs meeting up?
So we're still trying to get that figured out because with the online school schedule, there's actually kind of less time now that we have available to meet with students since the school day starts later. And then also the district has restrictions on how much time you guys can be online with district sponsored events or classes. So we're trying to work around that. So we're hoping that the clubs will meet once a week for an hour. Dungeons and Dragons might be a little bit longer because that game takes longer, but we haven't made the schedule yet because we don't want to overlap with all the other activities that are going on in sports that are still meeting up too. So I'm going to make the schedule the week before the week of Thanksgiving, and hopefully we'll have it done the week after Thanksgiving and we can start then.
As you know of, what do you do in these clubs? Like what specifically are these clubs that are going on right now?
So the clubs that we have now are mainly cultural clubs. So clubs for students who identify a certain way and want to be around people who are also identify that way, whether that's a race or an ethnicity or sexuality. So that's probably the main priority. We also have some partners who are also offering groups, so they're not as connected to us this year on the schedule, but Latino Network and Programa Hispano and College Possible are also running groups as well, but they're doing it a little bit differently this year than in past years. But if anyone's interested, once again, reach out to me and I'll get you connected with those groups. But mainly we're focusing on student support groups. And then outside of that, then we'll start adding maybe some more fun like Dungeons and Dragons. And we have K-pop. I forgot to say K-pop is the other fun club. So, and then if anyone has any other fun clubs that they want to suggest, we can try and make it happen. But yeah, right now we're just looking for student support groups and then some fun clubs as well.
How can people join the clubs?
Good question. We haven't figured out the signups yet. So we'll probably have an online sign up form that you can just sign up. And I think what we'll do is we'll just have a Google Meet link to that club that will always be available to students. So it'll be the same Google Meets link every week. So if a student on our Sun schedule, so if a student wants to join, but they didn't, they want to join in February and we're still doing distance learning, they just have to go to the schedule and they can just show up on the day that the Google Meet is happening. And they won't necessarily need to sign up to do it. They can just show up.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tyler and Laurel. Getting into clubs is a great way to make new friends and try to stay connected when we all feel so disconnected this school year. Here's some more about the Sun Clubs.
Hey everyone, my name is Quinn. I'm this year's AmeriCorps member. I work with the GSA, which is the Gender Sexuality Alliance Club, and I work with the K-pop Club. I also do LGBTQ plus mentoring as well. In the GSA, we discuss current events, what we can do to make the school a safer place for queer students, and we provide a safe space for members. Last year, we've gone to gender and sexuality conferences as well as women's rights and POC summits. We made connections with other schools and youth organizations such as SMIRT. We did activities such as taking field trips to the art museum. We made short films and other things. In the K-pop Club, also known as KBC, we do activities such as random dancing, we discuss the latest tea, and craft projects such as phone cases and painting and etc. And we discussed K-dramas. But primarily, we work on a choreography routine that we showcase at the end of the year at our Sun Festival. This year's looking a bit different with everything being online, but we'll stand strong as a community and our activities will be done virtually. I look forward to seeing our returning members and new faces.
After COVID caused families to have financial difficulties, many students got jobs last spring to help out. However, now that school is back up in session, students have had to manage their work schedules with distance learning. Gopher Nation News talked with some students who work and how they manage their working schedules with distance learning.
I work at Fred Meyer's, the one in Wood Village, and I am part of the grocery department, which basically means I organize all the aisles and make sure everything's, clean. I've been working there for a little bit over a month now. I'd say the hardest part about having a job and school is that, turning everything in on time. The way I balance out school and work is I mainly do all my work during the day, and for weekends I do it after 12.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ethan Weller. I work at Moore Excavation, which is a construction company. I've been working here for 2.5 years now.
What do you do at your place of work?
What I do here is wash heavy equipment like excavators or dump trucks. I've been also recently training as a land surveyor, which is kind of like an engineering job, and that's what I hope to do after high school.
How do you manage going to work and school?
I manage school and work by having a schedule that allows me to complete all my work and also attend all my classes.
What are tips that you could give other students around the school about distance learning and work?
My biggest tip for students would be to have a set time to do your schoolwork every day, whether that's a couple of minutes or every few hours, but try to make it the same time every day so that your schedule remains consistent.
Thank you, Ethan. And our next student is Maddie Haynes.
Hi, my name's Maddie. I'm a junior and I work at Safeway. At my job, I get the baskets and everything, and I take the online orders and I go put them in people's cars, and I shop for the people that order online, and I clean the store a lot. I sanitize. Managing school and work it's gotten easier the longer that I work. It's kind of difficult sometimes with homework, but yeah, a lot of the time I just get my schoolwork done during class, and I can just go to work after school and not have to worry about it. Tips that I would give other students about balancing your work and school life is definitely don't procrastinate your school. I have a bad habit of that. Don't procrastinate your schoolwork. Make sure your job knows that you are still in school, and definitely try and give yourself a lot of leeway with your hours. When your job asks for your availability, definitely be courteous of your time and make sure you have time for homework and other activities as much as we can do right now.
Lastly, we were feeling nostalgic and wanted to know what you guys missed about going to school in person. Personally, I miss going to dance competitions with my team, football season, and singing with the concert choir. Here's what you guys had to say.
One thing I miss about school is definitely sports and just bus rides to games and practices with all my friends.
The thing I miss most about going to school has to be band and choir, because those are just some things that you need people and human interaction to make beautiful and to really get the most out of it. And online, you can't really get that same effect. So
the number one thing I miss from school is definitely walking around in the hallways with my friends, going out to lunch, just all that social stuff that is really hard nowadays.
One thing I miss most about being at school in person is being able to get help on my assignments as I'm doing them.
One thing I miss about school is being in the crowded hallways, because I miss everyone's faces.
Definitely miss the most about going to school in person is seeing my classmates and actually being able to really interact with my teachers and create a bond with them.
Thanks everyone. Have a great Tuesday and see you in 2 weeks.